around the world to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Because there is no Palestinian liberation without the liberation of all poor and oppressed people throughout the world. So today, the Harvard Coalition for Palestine is setting a new course, creating a strategy, a campaign, because we're seeing momentum. We're anti-Zionist Jewish students. All of us coming from different areas of life, but all understanding our love for humanity, our respect of people's right to self-determination, and to never accept genocide, mass murder, dispossession. Because settler colonialism doesn't start or end in Israel-Palestine. We sit on indigenous land today.
Right.
We know settler colonial projects all throughout the world. And those same settler colonial projects are supporting the state of Israel in their genocide of the Palestinian people. But we want justice today. And we're going to build a campaign on this campus that will reverberate around Boston, around the U.S., and around the world, calling for a free Palestine from the river to the sea. Kojo said, come closer.
Come on, move closer.
Before I introduce our first speaker, it wasn't until around 2019, 2020, I saw a lecture from a professor speaking at the University of Oregon. The lecture was called What It Means to Be Human. And there was a part of the lecture where the professor got up in front of the students at University of Oregon and said, Palestinian lives matter. And it was met with thunderous applause. And I was confused. Because why was that controversial? Why did that warrant such a huge applause from an audience of college-educated students that a group of people somewhere in the world mattered? Why was that the case? Why did that warrant such a reaction? And then I see the same professor try to get tenured at Harvard University, and he's denied. And I see news outlets that actually matter, like Democracy Matters, and Al Jazeera, and these other outlets, and they're saying that this professor was denied because he stands up for the people of Palestine. Because he has sort of an anti-imperialist approach to U.S. foreign policy. And I look around, I'm like, wow, this professor denied at this university, now that I know what I know now, I know why he was denied tenure. I know why that audience blew up. But if you look at that period where he spoke at University of Oregon, you look at today, the consciousness of people all across this country has a different posture. Look at Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill worked at CNN a few years ago, and he said from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free at the United Nations, and he was fired for it. Now you have thousands of people all across this country, across the world, from Boston to Beirut, screaming, from the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dr. Cornel West. The occupation doesn't fall with just one organization.
Come on.
The occupation falls through concerted efforts of organizations all across this country and all across the world who have a set strategy, who have campaigns, who endure and persevere. And once we start gaining momentum as we are now, we know what comes next.
Come on.
Repression all across this campus.
Change.
But I want to hit on a point about that repression.
Ooh.
There's several people in our coalition who are here today who are being targeted. Targeted because they want an end to occupation. They want an end to apartheid. And the people who are attacking them are trying to publicly shame them for pushing for Palestinian liberation. But I want to be clear, there is nothing to be ashamed of for fighting for Palestinian liberation.
Nothing. Come on.
Putting our coalition members on a truck like they're some pop stars.
Come on. Come on.
At least be honest why you putting them on the truck.
Come on.
You putting them on the truck because they want liberation.
That's what it is. Come on.
You putting them on the truck because they're standing up for some oppressed people across the sea. You're putting them on that truck because they're on the right side of history.
Speak on it. Come on.
But to talk more about our role as students in divestment, I have an Afro member to come up here today, Kojo. You cry,
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
Rafa, Rafa, don't you cry.
Rafa, Rafa, don't you cry.
Palestine will never die.
Palestine will never die.
And we will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine
Within our lifetime.
within our
And
lifetime.
we want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
In the siege on Gaza now.
End the siege on Gaza now.
And we want justice, you say how?
We want justice, you say how?
In the siege on Gaza now.
End the siege on Gaza now.